Hello, everyone. Today is Sunday, March 17th, 2024 at 10:11 a.m. in the morning. I got a yawn, excuse me. Excuse me. So, from the help that I received over the weekend, I had enough funds for another night for tonight that I paid for already earlier this morning. Wow. See, it's really horrible weather outside today. Wow, that strong thunder. Well, they warned us about the weather being so bad. I think it rained Friday, but I thought it was supposed to rain all weekend, but I don't know if it rained yesterday, but they've been warning for quite a while that today especially was going to be the worst with the bad weather. Um, and I've been getting alerts on my phone. I don't remember whether or not I was getting alerts on my phone yesterday. Um, but Friday I was getting alerts on my phone. But today it seems like the weather is so bad, but that I wouldn't be surprised if I hope it wouldn't, but I wouldn't. I mean, I hope that the electricity would not um get taken out, but that thunder seems like the type of weather that would take the electricity out. Um, so we got to go through this a lot in the South. I'm not sure about Pensacola, Florida, um, but definitely in Louisiana and Texas. Yeah, that's what we got to go through. But I still love the warm weather. So, um, David James. Wow. Can you imagine being homeless on the streets with nowhere to go in weather like this? And it's Sunday, so most libraries aren't open on Sundays, but um, every now and then you might get a library that's open on Sunday. So, sorry. So I think I went to bed, 'cause I was up all night trying to educate myself and learn and research, you know, about my so-called criminal accusation. So, I mean, with me being the perps already looking for ways to label me a criminal, falsely label me a criminal, and people who like internet strangers who don't even know you trying to make it like that I've been a criminal all my life, you know. So I already explained, you know, um, that in 2007 that I didn't know that somebody wrote me a bad check from a fake bank, and excuse me, um if they if they you know wrote me a bad check, and I didn't know until I went to cash the check. And if I would have known, then I never fell for that scam again because somebody nearly succeeded at trying that on me in 2017, about 10 years later, and they didn't succeed. Um, so I didn't cash that check in 2017, and so, you know, but yeah, somebody scammed me online, and I was the only one who got in trouble, and the person who tried to scam me, um, you know, it seems like nothing happened to them. But I was, wrongfully arrested and taken to jail in Denton, Texas in 2007. I had just got to Denton, Texas. And a couple of weeks before that, I had got out of the mental institution, the mental hospital in Brooklyn, New York, Kings County hospital where people go to die. And so if the biological mom, Frances, and the biological gave birth to Mark, if they wouldn't have got me out of there, then I would have died in that mental hospital. But I already graduated from college in 2006. But Mark was trying to push me up to go back to school, go back to college, and take extra courses because he felt like, I didn't even realize that he was trying to take advantage of me at first. At first you don't know, But he was trying to he got me out of the hospital. Sent for me to come out of the hospital. And then that's when I had an encounter with my twin sister. She was trying to get me to go by her. And she was like ready to snap, crackle, pop at any moment, being pregnant with her third child, McKeithen. And, she, like, any time I try to go by my twin sister, it seemed like she would try to manipulate or blackmail or threaten me or something like that, or try to set me up. Excuse me. So I told y'all what she did, sent for me to come by her to Richmond, Virginia, and then was trying to blackmail me and this and that or whatever, and try to lie on me, and kicked me out of her house for whatever reason. I don't remember everything. But that was when she tried to flaunt off Ivan, and she was trying to hide Raven. And then she lied on me and said that I looked at Ivan like I wanted to do you know what on him. And he was a year old, just turned a year old. And it's like, you sitting there flaunting off Ivan and then sneak behind my back and lie on me. With stuff that don't even cross my mind. Excuse me. And even she was trying to, it seemed like not the entire family, but multiple family members was preying on my so-called weak state of mind, with me being like mentally institutionalized from suicide attempts. And they were trying to kill me. They kept on trying to kill me in New York, and nobody wanted to help me or nobody believed me. And then for me to try to make police reports or try to call the police on the roommates trying to kill me. One of the roommates kept on repeatedly pulling knives on me like almost every day. And the Brooklyn police officers, they would threaten me with arrest for trying to, call them and I'm in danger, the roommate's trying to kill me, she would get drunk and then try to pull knives on me, you know. But she didn't start doing that until after I went back to New Orleans to the foster mom's house and got my belongings because I thought I was gonna, you know, because I had just moved at that what they call an SRO in New York, single room occupancy. I hate roommates. I hate living in a house with people. So when I went down to back down to New Orleans, gang stalkers must have informed the roommates about me. Because before then, the roommates used to love me. And so, dealing with finding out the ex-boyfriend, Alex, was cheating on me, then one of the roommates kept on, trying to kill me. She would get drunk and pull knives on me just about every day after I came back. And it all started because I forgot what sickness I had. Maybe I don't remember what sickness I had, but I just remember I was sick or had some sickness, and then had the side effects of the medicine was causing me to have diarrhea, and and I accidentally got a little bit of the diarrhea on the carpet. I mean, no, it was a rug, and the roommate wanted to fight me. Um, when I didn't have the money to go to the laundromat, you know, so I tried to hand wash it, and she's like, "No, that has to go through cycles." So she would get drunk and try to pull knives on me every day. None of the family was supportive. Like, they all falsely accused me of being fake for attention because now everybody does everything online. But back in 2006, 7, 8, people didn't take you seriously because they felt like, well, if you're doing this online, then you must not be serious, or you must be faking for attention because, oh, you would rather seek emergency help than to come and say something online. So, like, even in 2013, when the biological mom, Frances, passed away, people acted like they didn't take me seriously, you know, and they thought I was lying about my mom's death for attention, both online and in person, despite having concrete proof of the obituary. It's like the obituary was not enough proof, and then they'll say, well, anybody could print anything. So anyway, um, so yeah, but it seemed like a lot of my twin sister included. I'm like at that time I wasn't really in contact with like Ramona and them, but um, multiple family members was trying to prey on my so-called weak state of mind after the suicide attempt in New York. Uh, um, then I ended up in a mental hospital, and then I had to leave all my belongings. I mean, like, get rid of so much of my belongings and leave nearly everything behind, and then go to move to Denton, Texas. And then Mark was taking advantage of my money, and Mark was taking advantage of my money, and it seemed like as if he wanted to just use me to pay all his bills. And when he lied, and when I asked, well, how much, do you want me to pay, or how much do I have to pay, per month or whatever to stay by you? And he kept on saying, like, come by me, come stay by me. And then, um, you know, so then he's like, nothing. And it was my first time seeing him. In 2007, it was my first time seeing him after Hurricane Katrina. Because what a relief, when you thought you lost certain, like, oh man, my eyes starting to tear up. When you thought you lost certain family members, you know, and but eventually it's a miracle that the entire family, my family, we all survived Hurricane Katrina. But some of us, it took a while for us to find each other, you know. But my twin sister jetted out of there before Hurricane Katrina even happened, because that was supposed to be Hurricane Dennis that they were projecting that was supposed to wipe everybody out and kill us all. And none of us were really saved. Well, I'm not going to say none, but you know, I'm talking about the whole city of New Orleans. So, excuse me. So yeah, 2007, that was my first time seeing Mark since after Hurricane Katrina. And after Hurricane Katrina, I think the first time I saw Ramona was like 2010. But I saw my twin sister Brandy in 2006. And we had some bad situations going on with her trying to manipulate me and, you know, play all kinds of psychological games and be abusive. So in 2006, I lived with the fake foster family, you know, and but anyway, in 2007, Mark was trying to use me to pay all his bills, and then excuse me, he pushed me up to try to go back to college because he felt like my student loan back pay, student loan leftover money would be easy money for him since I couldn't work. I couldn't find a job or anything, you know. In Denton, Texas, all the job opportunities were where the buses don't run. And then for so many years, I've been trying to look for jobs, and nobody wanted to. They kept ignoring or rejecting my applications. And it's like, well, people lied to me. You know, I got a bachelor's degree and can't get a job anywhere. You know, so with Mark pushing me up to go back to school, you know, my camcorder that I bought in order to go to the Costa Rica trip, um, my camcorder that I bought in order to go to Costa Rica, it's like I was like, it felt like I had no choice but to try to sell the camcorder online during the MySpace days. Um, Hold up. I'm sorry about that. That was the housekeeping services. Excuse me. Yeah, it's now. Oh, well, I guess they came around 10:30. So I forgot exactly where I left off at, but um, I felt like I had no choice but to sell my camcorder in order to pay for like the application fee and certain fees to go back to college. And Mark saw that as easy money. And Mark had no problem with like stealing my money in front of my either in front of my face or behind my back. You know, he would steal my money in front of my face. Excuse me, or and he would it's like Mark and Ramona, you know, they would like steal your cash and try to, get money out of you. But my twin sister would have other ways to try to manipulate me out of money. But as adults, she never went into a drawer and took cash from me, you know. But Ramona and Mark are the type of people who would do that, like try to get money any way that they can out of you, and trying to prey on you and everything. So I didn't even realize that, my family, like a lot of my family members, they're just predatory vultures and leeches, like suck you dry out of every penny, and then once you don't have any more, then they're quick to throw you out of their house or pick an argument or fight with you on purpose just for an excuse to justify not feeling like they got to pay you back. Excuse me. So, you know, not that I'm a mental person or a crazy person, but you know, the abuse and everything ruined my mental health. So, despite going through a lot of things, it's like when I'm not around the family, you know, my depression, a lot of the time, my depression is not as bad, you know. Excuse me. So, I mean, but my my first jail experience, I don't remember every minute little detail, but when I didn't know that was a bad check that I cashed, um I didn't know that the bank was non-existent, and I was confused about that and wondering how were they able to do that, you know. And it was a white guy posing as a woman, and he would call me through voice over IP or VoIP or whatever. And I was confused because like you show, like, I guess catfishing or whatever probably was a thing back then. Find ways to deceive people, that you show a picture of a woman that society would call extremely attractive, captivating, elegant, beauty, very beautiful, whatever, you know. And it's like, well, if I'm a straight woman, why are you trying to show me, like, trying so hard to deceive with a picture of a woman that a lot of men would try to call attractive, you know? So I mistakenly thought that the person on the picture was actually a woman, and who he's. I thought that it was who the person said that the person was, But then when you know, the money was already sent, and I was wondering, like, I was really confused because I was young. Foster mom didn't teach us much or nothing. And, you know, basically the foster mom kept us overly sheltered. I tell y'all that all the time. And she didn't give us much life experience. But then after we turned 18, she still tried to have control over me and still try to restrict and punish me or whatever. Like, imagine being 18 and 19 years old, coming home from college on your student breaks, semester breaks or whatever, and then still having to ask the foster mom for permission to walk to the corner store a couple of blocks away. And for her to feel the need to know where you are at all times. You're not allowed to have company over. You're not allowed to go out with friends. You're not allowed to go out with a boyfriend. Um, you got curfew. Um, you not allowed to you know, go to like a picnic event or something. The foster mom would be like after I was 18, 19, 20 years old, the abuse intensified, but the rules of her house from when we were kids were still, she still enforced them on us. And I was, and she tried to make it like it was a rule of her house for us to still go to the fake cult Bible class meetings, that she was forcing me to go against my will. I really didn't want to go, you know, and I felt like I was atheist at that time, you know. So, then, it's like, excuse me, yeah. Even when I was going to college, the foster mom would have the college dorm house mom and the students to stalk and spy on me and report everything back to her. And I wasn't even like at 18 and 19 years old, I wasn't even free to just, I mean, I didn't have my own car, but I was not free to I mean, I got yelled at if I walked to fake Walmart, you know, and it was a 30-minute walk to Walmart and go fill my psych med prescriptions. And then the ghetto narcissistic fake college students was yelling at me, say, you don't walk to Walmart by yourself. And I'm like, well, you have a car. Why don't you take me then? Oh, I don't have time. But you sitting down watching whatever TV show or whatever that is, you know. Excuse me. And they would gang up on me and treat me like a punished child with no rights also, you know. But anyway, let me tell y'all about the jail experience in 2007. So it was, if I remember correctly, I thought I remember it like in, I arrived, I think, approximately April 15th, 2007, to come to Denton, Texas to go by Mark, because it was sometime in, I don't even remember the exact date, but I think it was March, somewhere in 2007. I attempted suicide by taking, I don't even remember what medications I took, an overdose of pills, and tried to kill myself, you know, because nobody wanted to help me. But I didn't know that I had a case where I could have sued the Kings County Hospital, and I could have sued that agency, you know, and I probably could have sued the whatever police department was in Brooklyn, New York, you know. I had just got there, just moved in there, just like, because I had to spend at least 6 months in the shelter. Excuse me, in Manhattan, downtown Manhattan, which was like a few blocks away from where 9/11 supposedly happened, you know. Yeah, what the mainstream news tell you, it's not the proper narrative. They're trying to rewrite history. So, well, excuse me. So yeah, you know, attempted suicide because the roommate kept repeatedly trying to kill me, and nobody wanted to help me, and they kept on threatening me with arrest and not her. And then excuse me, and then I found out that the boyfriend Alex was cheating on me. Alex Mendez. So, um, so then, I, in 2007, um, I took an overdose of pills, and, I ended up, I don't even know how the roommates found me, or how they, I guess they, or how they knew I even attempted suicide. But they found, um, I guess they found me in the room unconscious or something. Um, and they somehow got in, and all I remember was I woke up in the back of an ambulance in handcuffs. And I think that was my first time that I recall being handcuffed. And I remember the handcuffs were really small. No, it might have been a second time. Because, more than once, if they put me in handcuffs, and that was, I think, the second time. If they put you in handcuffs and your wrist bleed, the handcuffs are so tight, your wrist bleed, you know. Excuse me. And they put you in handcuffs and your wrist bleed, and then yeah, I think that might have been the second time I was handcuffed and in the back of the ambulance. And then I turn around, and the lady, Miss Pat Miller, and the other ladies that were over the housing agency. I don't remember the housing agency, and they drove me away in the ambulance, and Miss Pat Miller and the rest of them, they were clapping and laughing, and rejoicing. And then, I don't know, I guess I was going in and out of consciousness. And then I guess I went those back off. And I mean, I took an overdose of psych meds, I guess. And then I woke up with a catheter inside of me. And then I kept trying to take it out. And they were saying that if I tried to take it out, then I would ruin my body, like, permanently. That was my first time having something like that, and I don't remember that. Excuse me. They said I had to get my stomach pumped, and but I have no memory of that. And then excuse me. They were trying to basically make it like as if I was incarcerated, but with the mental hospital, you know. And they would, I mean, and I guess I was there for 18 days, and only got to be able to see outside for 1 hour. You know, only able to see outside for 1 hour. But then, like 1 hour a day, I think. Excuse me. No, or I think, was it there that I got, didn't, I don't remember which one of those mental hospitals where I didn't get to see outside for 18 days. And excuse me. So then excuse me. And yeah, it was a nightmare. Um, I heard that they were killing people up in there, and nobody gave a damn. And I heard that the cops committed police brutality on a man that was having a seizure at Kings County Hospital. They said that that's the hospital where everybody goes to die. So the family members thought that they could take advantage of me and prey on me and have been in a weak state of mind. And they put me on a Abilify in a mental hospital. And even after I got out of the mental hospital, when I was at Mark's house, excuse me, it used to give me unwanted urges to want to jump off of balconies and drink bleach, even though I've never done either. But that's some scary stuff. And it used to make my hand shake uncontrollably. And so I stopped taking medication at that time. And Mark tried to threaten me, bully, harass, and threaten me, you know. And then living with any family members, they don't want you around. But the only way, like my twin sister and Mark and them, they feel in the fake foster mom, if I were to had to live with any of them, they would make it a fake rule of their house for me to, that's the only way I'm allowed to live there, is for me to be controlled on psych meds so that they can financially take advantage of me even more or try to set me up and manipulate me and everything. So now I woke up to the truth. They can't manipulate me no more. And, you know, they can't get me to be submissive or bow down anymore. So then what happened with, after all that, dealing with New York and then going by my twin sister in Richmond, Virginia at the time for like one night, I think it was. Excuse me. And then I went to Denton, Texas, and then Mark tried to use the student loan thing to try to manipulate money out of me. And then I was going back, even after the jail thing out, was going back to college. But I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So I went to try to cash a bad check, and it was a white female that you know, at first she was gonna cash the check, and then next thing you know, she said it was from a bank account that didn't exist, and then she called the police on me. I begged her not to because I knew it was not my fault, and it's like I didn't even know that the excuse me, I didn't even know that the bank account didn't exist. Everything looked like fake and legit, and she thought it was legit also, and could not find that the bank existed. And I begged her to not to tell on me or call the police, and she lied and said, "Oh, I'm not gonna call the police." And immediately she called the police, and then the police showed up, and then the I think it was a detective that showed up before the police officer, and then the detective was a man, and I just remember he looked like a white version of Sinbad. Sinbad is already the complexion of white people are very, very light skinned. The actor Sinbad. I heard that Sinbad recently recovered from a stroke or something. But or is he an actor or a comedian? I guess he's an actor and comedian. And so anyway, and then there was a white male police officer with glasses, and he told me, you have a right to remain silent or whatever, and you know, he put me in. I didn't fight or resist or anything like that. He put me in handcuffs, and I had to use the bathroom really bad, and also I I think it was my back, in the middle of my back was scratching. It was itching at the worst time. That was torture. And then the officer, it was one lone police officer and the detective. And I don't know why police officers, detectives, and stuff like that, when they don't even know anything about you, and they talk to you like they know you've been to jail before. Even the police officers that recently wrongfully arrested me a couple of weeks ago talk like as if they know that I've been to jail before, or been like convicted of multiple crimes before, or always a criminal. You know, excuse me. So when they want to arrest you or throw you in jail, they either make jail threats, or they'll bully and push you around and threaten you with jail, or they will actually even take you to jail to abuse their fake power. So in 2007, the detective was bullying me and said, "I bet you've been to jail before." And he said the N word that I can't say on here, the racial N word, you know. And it's like people in Denton, Texas had no problem with calling me the N word. But I see people on YouTube use that word and never get censored. Their videos don't get taken down or nothing. Excuse me. So, but he said, "I bet you been to jail before." And then he said the N word. But before then, I had never been to jail before. So it was, I think it was a Tuesday, May 1st, 2007. Or was it a Monday? And, the officer put me in handcuffs and said, "You have a right to remain silent," or whatever. And then of course my Tourette's started to freaking act up, you know. Excuse me. And then I, had an outburst or whatever. And while riding on the way to the station, it felt like it took an eternity. It felt like it took a long time to ride to the station. And then, the jail or whatever. And then, that time I was forced to strip all my clothes and get like completely naked. And I had the mug shots or whatever. And it was female officers, like, felt like I was being fucking molested or something, you know. Excuse me. And then I had to put my clothes back on. And they do the same thing in a mental hospital too. Sometimes they will make you strip all your clothes in a mental hospital and want to see whatever marks and scars or whatever tattoos or piercings you have on your body or whatever, Even in a mental hospital, I forgot they do that as well. Make you strip completely butt naked. And then, excuse me. And then they put me in a solitary room by myself. And it had like, I'm pretty sure that was dirty as well. Top bunk and bottom bunk. And it was just me by myself. And I don't think they had a shower, but they had like a toilet, like a silver metal toilet, and a tiny little cup that I can get of water. And so you were able to get no lunch at all, but for dinner I had like a small little, tiny little chicken pot pie with that did not fill you up, and it was like a stingy amount of meat in it, and it was I mean, a couple of things that I held dear to me at the time. I'm not gonna say what because I know the perps will try to insult, mock, and make fun. Excuse me, but a couple of things I held dear to me. They let me have it, you know, to help me feel better while I was in the jail room. And nobody was really updating me or anything. But I called Mark on the phone, not realizing that he was like the mastermind behind all, or set all this up, the mastermind behind all this. And he yelled at me and said, "Candy, what did you get yourself into? God, Candy, come on!" Just went off on me. And I didn't realize that, Mark is fucking abusive. And when I was living in Denton, Texas, the fake mental health people were saying that Mark was abusive to the biological mom, Frances, and that people thought that he was the abusive husband, and that they were shocked to find out that no, this is her son. Excuse me. So, then, excuse me. So then, you know, nobody loved me enough to bail me out of jail, but thankfully, you know, I don't think I got any sleep at all that night, and worried all night and not knowing what time it was. And and it was a light skinned Creole looking, he looked like it was a prison guard or a jail guard. There was one person, and he sat like right next to my jail cell. And he was even abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean. you know but if they fed me any food, they fed me through the small little opening through the door, like how you do a dog. And then the next morning, it was one small package of two tiny little Jimmy Dean sausages. I mean, Jimmy Dean sausage sandwiches or whatever. And sometime, I guess, after 9 o'clock in the morning, they let me out of the cell. And then I'm the type of person I would prefer to be in solitary confinement rather than general population, you know. But I I mean, I would rather not have no jail or prison at all, But if I had no choice but to be locked up somewhere, you know, I'm better off by myself. Excuse me. So then, the next morning, they put me in handcuffs, but I don't remember if they also put me in foot. I mean, put handcuffs around my ankles as well, and it was hard to walk that way, you know. And then the um the not defense attorney, but I think it was the district attorney, let me free to go, and they were gonna charge me with I think they said $10,000 and 10 years in prison, federal prison. And they realized that it was a mistake and I was scammed. And as they were taking me out of the handcuffs, they said, next time, I think she said something about, you better make sure you learn all you can, because next time it won't be an accident or something. She said something about next time it won't be an accident. So, I mean, I try to be cautious about being scammed online ever again. But when I first, like when the foster mom basically threw me to the wolves, and after I turned 18, I was able to on my own have like internet access and stuff like that. And excuse me, had a big problem. I never went to jail for it then, but I had a big problem with you know, if somebody would promise you, like, remember that they used to have like Columbia, and they used to have this music CD catalog and all that, and they say you can subscribe for 1 cent. And then next thing you know, like, nobody told me anything about read the fine print and stuff like that. And I kept on getting scammed um, by certain or people will talk about winning these sweepstakes or entering sweepstakes for free or this or that, or you get this for free, or and just put in your bank account information. The foster mom waited till she never taught me the ropes or anything. She just expected me to have common sense. And, she waited till I failed or made a mistake to berate and condemn me about it. And she would lecture me saying, keep on subscribing to that free shit. You hear? Keep on subscribing to that free shit. And, a few times the foster mom had to help me close bank accounts because of them scamming me, but she never sat down and educated me and told me, nobody really warned me in advance or told me this or told me that, you know. But I learned to not fall for those, you know, traps anymore, but yeah, they yank out whatever they want, yank out money out of your bank account whenever they feel like it, you know. Excuse me. So, like, if they lie and say free subscription with this or that or whatever, but now I know better to read the fine print, or I don't even mess with that stuff at all anymore. But aging fresh out of foster care, excuse me. But the foster mom didn't train us up the way we should go. And then people get mad and be like, oh, y'all just be doing some stupid shit. Well, we were never taught any better. So, excuse me. So, I mean, yeah, I don't even mess with that nowadays, But, um, yeah, this time around, um, I told y'all this time around about what happened, with the jail experience. But yeah, in 2009, I found out that I found out that the that even though the case was thrown out, it was still on my record, and I had to go get the records expunged. And then I didn't realize that was keeping me from getting like any extra like Section 8 or anything like that. And then 2011, um, it wasn't until after the rape incident, and I ended up in a domestic violence shelter in Denton, Texas, and then moved to LA. And then after I went to LA, then Dallas, Texas said, you're eligible for such and such Section 8 or housing or whatever. But then I quickly got Section 8 in Los Angeles, you know. until they gang stalked me out of the place. And then I had to deal with being homeless again and everything. But I mean, I was able to keep a place for 4 years, Denton, Texas, and then keep a place for 4 years in Los Angeles. And now I can't even keep a place for 1 month due to the gang stalking, you know. So even last night and throughout the middle of the night and this morning, I heard the loud perps, whoever blasts the loud music, or people fraudulently and illegally driving by with super loud vehicles like 2:30 in the morning. Like, come the fuck on, your car is loud. So that was prolonging for me to get any sleep. This morning, I tried to go to sleep at 2:30. And as I said, I was trying to educate myself and read up, excuse me, on trying to educate myself and read up on I try to educate myself up on you know this fake criminal charge, you know. But they have so many people who are judgmental, don't know the truth, and they just want you punished because and they want to stigmatize you, but just you an outsider, you don't have the final say so of the final verdict, you know. But some stuff I'm learning, you know. But as I said, the fake Aquarian Doris perp bragged about that she was the one who made that call. And then she was threatening, saying that she was going to make sure she's there. And you know what? I'm a I have no idea what she looks like. I have no idea what she looks like. I don't know her real identity or her real name, you know. But if I can detect who she is, I don't even think a random stranger could just come from the internet, you know, and come to a stranger's court hearing like that, or a stranger's arraignment. You come threatening to come from another city to come all the way over here, you know, saying that I will be at court or whatever, you know. You don't have the authority or the right to do this. And so all y'all harassment and stuff like that, and then you self-righteous with talking about that I broke the law. No, I didn't break the law, motherfucker. You set me up. If you made that call, you fucking set me up and practice witchcraft. Excuse me. So with the bad weather the way it is outside, I mean, yeah. So I mean, I did not know that. I really did think that the house was abandoned because nobody could live in there. I thought it was one of those abandoned houses, but um, when the officer said that's a hold for sale sign, and I'm like, yeah, the online perps called and lied and said that they owned the property, like they did a couple of times before. Excuse me. So, as I said, I did not realize that if an abandoned house has a for sale sign, then that means that most likely the government owns it. I did not know that. Because, as I said, I heard about squatters and I heard about people sleeping in abandoned houses or people exploring ghost towns and stuff. And Yeah, I thought that it also had to mention no trespassing private property, but sometimes people may not even notice the sign and still go to jail, end up getting arrested. But I never had this happen to me before. But basically, um, you know, the online, I mean, the fact that y'all set me up with jail if you did make that call, you just um made me if I can't get jobs, or if I'm being held from getting jobs and stuff. But their objective is to make sure I stay wrongfully jailed or in prison, just because they don't like you. You don't even have to do anything wrong, but if they complain about and trying to criminalize everything you do. So anyway, um, excuse me. This morning, I woke up at 6 something, and my sleep was kind of spotty, and I was trying to you know, my sleep was kind of spotty after 6 o'clock, but I think it was well after 4 o'clock. I think I finally fell asleep, and then my final wake up was sometime after 8 o'clock, because I kept on checking my phone and then trying to snooze and go back to sleep a little bit. And so I ate the muffin and chocolate muffin today, and it had the little apple juice. And I'm like, can't wait to get a moment where I can have me some grits and eggs or something again. But I have been getting tired of eating sausage every day when I did have the opportunity to have like grits and eggs or whatever. So, but one of the workers, um, it looked like as if she was talking on the phone, and it looked like as if she deliberately had her phone aimed at me, like as if she was covertly, secretly recording me. But I don't have a way to verify for sure if that was what she was doing, you know. But I was speculating, or suspicious that she was doing that, since perps do that to me all the time. I don't know if she had her, like, how they put their phone up to their ear and pretend that they're talking on the phone while secretly got their phone aimed towards you and filming and recording you. But I don't know if she was doing that. I don't have any, I don't know whether or not she was doing that, deliberately, but I just know that she had I'm not saying that she was recording and filming me or perping me or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, she had her phone, like, directed at me, and it looked like she was talking on the phone, and it looked like the camera was directly facing, like, directly at me, but I don't know if she did it on purpose or unintentional, or if she was filming or recording me. I don't know. But excuse me. But then but other than that, you know, despite them having a lot of people in the room, in the little breakfast area today, other than that, seemed like really no complaints. But I figured that they raised the damn prices today for the hotel room because of St. Patrick's Day. And there was supposed to be a parade today, but the weather is the reason why they canceled it. But, like, they changed the prices. They raised the prices like as if it was one of those freaking festivals or something. You know. Excuse me. But I'm thankful and glad I got another room night tonight, But I have enough funds for food to eat today, and I have enough money to eat food like lunch and dinner today, and but so I would need help with enough funds for tomorrow night, and it's like it seems like the best thing I can do is try to get help for enough money for tomorrow night, and excuse me, for tomorrow night and Tuesday night, you know, in case, what if they don't take me to jail? I mean, back to jail. And they said that I cannot bring my stuff with me, or I can't bring my phone camera. I mean, they said I can't bring my phone or anything like that, you know. Or they said I can't bring my belongings. So, excuse me. They said I can't bring my belongings. So, if I can have, you know, a couple of extra hotel nights and then to be able to keep my stuff here, you know. So I need any and all help that I can get. And, you know, y'all want to sabotage people by, you know, having them wrongfully jailed and have a criminal record to follow. And y'all want to keep people in jail, people who are not even trying to do wrong. And y'all just evil, wicked people. And, you know, but I have absolutely no idea of what to expect on Tuesday, and feeling very nervous and scared. But it's frightening how these online perps are so intrusive in my life that I don't know their real identities, and they're talking about gathering my, like, obtaining my mugshot and obtaining the footage of the body cam. And also, I mean, if the police got body cams, how come they won't let you film and record them? So, you know, but, you know, I'm just sitting here trying to survive, you know, but as I said, I'm fighting to stay strong mentally, you know, and people shouldn't play with people's lives like this. Um, so, yeah, but, I need more sleep. Um, I need more sleep, and, I wish I could work on some short stories or something, but my brain is not functioning properly. And then I heard that later on this coming week it's supposed to do more raining. But, you know, well, I'm trying to get help for enough funds, like for enough hotel room until at least Tuesday night. Tuesday night to Wednesday morning, you know. That way, what if I end up not going back to jail and I gotta go to court and can't bring any of my valuables. I don't have a car where I can leave my valuables at. None of my family love me enough where I can't even like bring my bag by any family member's house. Like as I said, Yvonne would throw all my belongings in the garbage, and Ramona would try to snoop through to see if there's any cash up in there, or try to see what she can take, or if she try to see certain things to private things that she could figure that she could go smear campaign me or something, or try to make me look crazy. Excuse me, or if she might try to steal something else that's of value. Even though I don't have much, but um, you never know. But I don't even know where Ramona lives at now, and none of the family can be trusted. You know, and I don't even know if Rebecca, Yvonne's daughter, my cousin, still lives here in Metairie, but um, they wouldn't even allow me to bring. Like I don't have any family whose house that I can bring my stuff at, or that they would even take me to the court, and or I don't have any friends really that would allow me to leave my belongings in their car or at their house or anything like that. I don't know nobody. And the shelters surely wouldn't they wouldn't do it. So I don't really have any other option but if I were to have another hotel night here um Tuesday night. I mean for Tuesday night and you know Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. But if I walk free, then I can come back to my belongings and everything, and then my life. Well, I don't know if it might go on as normal or anything like that. But I don't know exactly what to expect. But I heard that just because you got charged and taken to jail does not mean that you will be guaranteed to be convicted. I'm still learning some things. Just like I was charged with a crime in 2007 and then let me out the next day. Now, let me tell y'all this though. Um, in 2016, I don't think it was 2017, um, where I was in Malden, South Carolina. I'm sorry for whatever noise that is. That might be the air conditioner. Um, I was in Malden, South Carolina. That was part of Greenville, and I had my storage unit. And I think it was a guy that offered. He got off the bus with me and followed me to the. He offered to. He offered to take me. I mean, he offered to help me out, help me bring my belongings to my storage unit, and then after that he showed me his thing and his genitals, and then he sexually assaulted me. I don't remember exactly everything that happened, but um I called the police, and then the police asked me if I wanted to press charges, and I was scared to press charges. And the cop was abusive and narcissistic and was like, we can always do this to somebody else, like that. And then so I went through the press charges, and then they had somebody that was supposed to be a victim advocate, and she was abusive, narcissistic, hard, and mean. And I don't remember what her first name was, but her last name was Patterson. And she acted tough, like how a tough female police officer would be. I mean, if somebody said victim advocate, you would think that they would be nice and soft with compassion. But the victim advocate and the court judge and everybody, it's like the guy got put in the handcuffs and put in the police car, and we all immediately, everybody immediately went to court. And I'm like, what the hell? Everybody, we all went, like, he got arrested right on the spot. We went to court, straight to court. Excuse me, and they kept on forcing me to shut up and wouldn't allow me to say anything. And the judge believed the guy over me, and he was telling so many lies. And the judge believed him over me, and they just dropped everything. I mean, and they would not allow me to say a word in court. And then the abusive, narcissistic, fake victim advocate kept on trying to forcefully order me to shut up. But then, I don't remember if it was before or after that, I think that the guy, they let him walk free, let him get away with a crime. But, as I said, I was like scared of, like, he could have killed me or hurt me or done me something in retaliation. But they wouldn't allow me to say, and then come to think of it, this was probably all part of the gang stalking, and so I mean, when I was sexually assaulted in 2018, I was scared to report it by that Filipino guy when I was in Santa Monica. And then when I reported that somebody stole all my stuff, the cops lied, manipulated, and switched the story on purpose. And and nothing was done. And there's a lot of people was crying and hurt. A lot of homeless people, their belongings getting stolen. Excuse me. And they were doing a lot of cruel stuff. Like, I heard stories about at Santa Monica, at the beach, about people being murdered and beat with baseball, homeless people being murdered and beat with baseball bats. And I was a victim of my stuff being stolen, and also people would do stuff like if I'm sleeping on a beach, and then water, like they would throw water on me and then run away and laugh. And I heard stories about when they're cleaning the sand at the beach and a homeless person is sleeping on the beach, nobody gives a damn if the bulldozer or whatever runs over a homeless person. I heard it happen numerous times, and so it's very scary, and it's like lawlessness. But if it weren't for the lawlessness, it would be beautiful, calm, and serene to, sleep on the beach at night. But the only problem is it get too freaking cold. And it seemed like as if it would be nice, the temperature would be nice, and then afterwards, the temperature be nice and suddenly drop like within seconds or almost instantly. So but yeah, like they were gonna wrongfully jail me because the detective black lady detective April Carter in Los Angeles. She was the detective when I got raped by the Freemason. I told the truth, but then the officer basically wrote down the police report. He wrote down what he believed to happen rather than exactly what I stated. And like he manipulated, lied, and switched up my story. And then Detective Carter, was a black woman who delusionally believes she's a tough white man. And she was a damn bully. And you know and then even Santa Monica Rape Treatment Center, they failed me and betrayed me and victim blamed me. But it's like when you're a victim of rape or sexual assault, sometimes they just like juice you up with a whole and pamper you with a whole bunch of fucking food. Even when I was raped by the Giovanni guy, I had to go to the well, they said it was considered rape because he was forcing me that in my house, forcing me to perform sexual acts on him, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. I didn't consent to it, and um and he was, kept me in fear the whole time, you know, and had an extreme temper. And he ran off with my laptop and my house keys and something else he ran off with. And Giovanni was a freaking alcoholic. But excuse me. But he was abusive and narcissistic. I think he was a straight up psychopath. And it's like, I couldn't date you. Like, you say you're married with a 3-year-old, and the woman that you have the woman that you had this 3-year-old baby for, you said that the woman is a police officer. So I guess he tried to use that to keep me in fear also. But no way in hell would I ever want to be like a home wrecker or, you know, ruin up anybody's marriage. And then it wasn't until like some months after the rape by the Freemason that Derwin O's guy, that Freemason guy, I was devastated to find out that he was married to another woman during the time that he raped me. Like, what the fuck? Like, why am I being raped by married men? Men who are married to other people. I did not know, until after the rape incident occurred or whatever. But Giovanni tried to force me in an unwanted relationship, you know, after he performed all these, whatever on me, and I mean, like, it's too humiliating to even go into detail, um you know but and I didn't realize this. Some people say this was part of the targeting and the sex trafficking and stuff. So, but yeah, when I ended up at the domestic violence shelter in Denton, Texas, um, they try to pamper all of us with so much food and food and clothes and free stuff, and they gang stalked me out of the domestic violence shelter in Denton, Texas, and that's how I ended up in Los Angeles. You know, I didn't even go back home to New Orleans because people were bullying, harassing, threatening me and not to go, or they would try to shame me into not going, or saying stay away from New Orleans, or you had no business going to New Orleans and all that. You know, Now, like, if you're in Denton, Texas, who are you to think you got the, like, one time, they had this abusive, narcissistic, fake, transportation van driver that would drive me to the mental health, doctor's appointments, and she berated and condemned me about, when I told her about Ramona taking advantage of my money and stuff like that. And she said, "You had no business going to New Orleans." Trying to. And I'm like, "What you mean? That's my hometown." So it was a few years post Katrina, but people were trying to find, even family members trying to find ways to deter me from going back to New Orleans. Marcus not even in New Orleans. And he tried to bully me against going back to New Orleans. But I have been feeling homesick. Excuse me. Even recently, feeling homesick. It felt like I didn't want to leave. But, certain things I can't enjoy because of being wrongfully banned from places, due to the homelessness and targeting. You know, certain things I can't enjoy anymore. But the abusive, narcissistic gang stalkers wrongfully trespassing and banning me from different places, um, excuse me, and abusing their fake power. Like, I used to started going to the Riverwalk this time around, being back in New Orleans, and with the security guards, it's you know, they gave me no problem. And then after one security guard, I guess he quit that job and got a different position, everything kind of started going downhill, and so um all the security guards that used to be nice, or some of them used to love me, and then they all betrayed and turned against me, and you know gangs. I don't, last I knew, I was not banned from the Riverwalk, but they gang stalked me out of there, or said things in a way to make sure I wouldn't come back, or try to make me being there, they try to make it more difficult for me. Excuse me. So, but Lakeside Mall, I think I've probably been there like maybe 4 times or something. Since being back, ever since after October of last year, I only been to Lakeside Mall a few times, and I don't remember if I went to Oakwood once or twice. Um, but the other malls, they're closed. Like, no more Belle Promenade in Marrero, that's been gone for years. No more Esplanade Mall in Kenner, and Clearview in Metairie. Um, no more. I mean, I think I heard that they're fixing Clearview back up. That is temporarily closed because of um I forgot what hurricane that was last year. Um, excuse me. I mean, or hurricane for 2022 or last year, but one of those hurricanes shut down. They shut down. Um, you know, Clearview Mall and Esplanade Mall. But other than that, I don't know of any other malls around here. But yeah. But the gang stalking network is making life harder for me. If But I don't even have to be in jail or prison or have a criminal record. I was already blacklisted, and it was already hard for me to get housing and jobs. Excuse me. Um, so I'm gonna try to maybe be back on here later on. Um, so, oh, excuse me. So I'm gonna I mean, I don't know. I need to get me some sleep. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I need help with enough money for um to stay in the hotel until at least Wednesday morning, and then my stuff can and my phones or whatever could stay here, and then um you know and then if I can walk free, then life, I guess, will be back normal. But I'm I've been praying, you know, but I need any of y'all Christians to pray for me, pray against any witchcraft attacks, or because I know that the devil worshiping perps are praying for me to lose the case, or praying for me to go back to jail, or they're probably doing whatever satanic rituals or witchcraft to make sure they brag about invoking their demons for my demise and everything. So I'm gonna try to be back on here later tonight or this evening or something, and but for now, I guess I'll see y'all later.